So I'm in the room of Michael Reese at the Hot Wheels convention, and he's got some beautiful red lines for sale, but he bought his own Holy Grail piece, which is something you don't see every day. And let's see if it'll focus. That is an actual Cheetah car right there. And he got that this morning. It's his Holy Grail piece. Give me a thumbs up. Nice. Yeah, he's got this original. Is this a Shell gas station banner?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you want to see some nice cars for sale, come to his room on the second floor. What room is this? 2063. There it is, folks. One more time, a Cheetah. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
Another thing he has is a case for sale with 12 mint condition Shell enamel cars. Let's see what this looks like. So if you want some beautiful Shell cars, it's all yours for $17.50. But look at that. Absolutely perfect. Shiny base. Beautiful cars. Wow. That is some beautiful.
I'm Mark Fletcher. I'm a long-term Hot Wheel collector and started collecting Hot Wheels when I was a child in 1968. And I'm at the Hot Wheels convention, the 50th anniversary here at the Marriott by LAX. I'm in room 2099. My partner Keith Brock is here, and we're just having fun with red lines. I brought some special red lines today that you might find interesting, that some would call prototype, but they're actually a process of the manufacturing that they did back in the 60s. And in my career, I've been able and lucky to be able to find some of these that tell the story how the cars were built. So what I'm showing here today are not only my red line collection, but we have some samples of what the paint samples were in the testing that Mattel used in early 60s, or late 60s, excuse me, in testing how much they had to polish the cars in order to get a good finish. We all talk about the toning that you see, and my belief is that the toning was bad polishing prior to having them painted. So what I have here is I've got some bodies that just never were assembled, and some of these are numbered underneath. And these came in a group of 74 cars that I was lucky enough to find 20 some years ago that came from one of the designers, and I was able to pull these units in a single box. And what I did is sort of put together the pieces from what I saw on this, and then shared these cars with other collectors. So from the 74, I only have 7 left. But there are a whole bunch of other collectors that have 2 or 3 in their collection as well. And so they tell the story of raw metal and how it would start, and they're numbered underneath so they could track the process, and then how they would paint them. And you can see that they only painted the single sides. And the more they polished the bodies, the prettier the cars would be. And so the end result would be a very pretty car that has beautiful paint and so on, because that body was polished more than maybe they had done previous to that. So these are all the Volkswagens. All this is a Hong Kong manufactured. Both of the raw bodies or unassembled bodies are US. It still gives you a good description of how they went. And then some of the times they actually tested these cars on how all the parts fit together. So I have 2 cars here. One is non-production and one is production. The pink is very hard to find. This is a cotton candy type pink. The production or non-production, this is a first cast body. We know that because we look underneath and there's an A on the roof of this body. And this is a late production with the wrinkle roof, and it has an E. Now they never built a B body, but some of my other collection, and that you'll see in the case here, have C's, D's, or E's in them that allow us to tell how late or how early in production they were. And a lot of times the color tells us as well what time frame or what order they were made. So this was put together with nothing more than checking that everything assembled well. This came from an employee. here in Southern California that after they did the testing, instead of throwing the car away, they took it home to their own collection. A few years ago, they decided to liquidate that collection, and I was lucky enough to be able to purchase that and add it to my collection. So I have about a dozen Woodies in here that has based on the 31 Ford, and of course Southern California and the Woody is very popular, and it's always been one of my favorites. So that gives you a little bit of an idea about the cars. If you have questions, we're in room 2099.
Oh, look at that. So this is the pop-up service station, actual cardboard box. And look at all those pop-up shops, speed shops with cars.
Just like you'd see in Toys R Us in 1968.
Yeah, 1968. Was Toys R Us in a business?
1948 in New Jersey, Toys R Us started.
Oh.
This is one of the first track sets that started in 1968. And this you would get as a kid, and it snaps together. And when it opens up, you have all of these pieces of track and a stand-up piece that actually comes up, and when you stand that up, it starts to run and would start the race.
What cars came in that one? Ford?
This one has a Ford J car and a silhouette, which was very common. And when you remove this little string, it pushes through.
Yeah, that's right. They charge.
And I'm going to pop it open so you can see, and that allowed you to pop your car in and out so that you could take and race it with your friends.